Hola, Camilia. I'm trying to practice my Spanish more. You talk to me on the norm and you speak Spanish. Hablo en español, por favor. Hope everyone's doing really well. It's Wednesday, noon, time for some Q&AA, questions and Ayurvedic answers. If you're just joining, this happens every Wednesday where I pop on to answer any and all questions that you guys have concerning health, mental, physical, spiritual, and for me, always spiritual kind of lands on the more meditative, introspective, higher power, higher power field realm. So please bring your questions, bring your comments too. If you know of Ayurveda or if you have holistic health techniques that you want to talk about, I'm always down. I love to hear and share, and that's why I'm here. And today's topic is all about preparing for the fall and winter. And today I was walking and I actually crunched some leaves. Some leaves were on the ground and I was like, are these dry? Are these crunchable? Because I don't know about you, but I love crunching leaves in the fall, walking and like just hearing the sound. Just love it. And they were totally crunchy leaves, and fall is here. It is upon us, and I want to share some techniques and tools to help you prepare for the fall and for the winter. And in Ayurveda, we see 3 seasons, not 4, and these seasons are broken up into fall, winter, which is Vata, and spring, which is Kapha, and summer is Pitta. And I have got a whole vocab list that I'll make sure to post in the comments so you can know a little bit of the vocab that I'm using. These are all Sanskrit words that have so much meaning behind them, and every word really stands for something so much greater and bigger than what it is. And these seasons are also referred to as doshas. And if you've watched any of my videos, I talk about doshas. We also have doshas. We are all an element, built of elements, and we all have specific qualities that we interact with the world with. And I know this is already getting intense. I try to keep these videos on the lighter side because it's hard to really dive into, and every once in a while I'll come through with a workshop or an engagement online or a challenge where we really get into more depth. But these videos are kind of surface level, so if you have more questions or comments and you want to get deeper and understand a little more about what I'm talking about, just let me know. Anyways, so these doshas, Vata, Pitta, Kapha, they also represent seasons. And like I said, we're getting into fall. So I wanted to share with you some ways to prepare your body to interact with the season. And just to give an example of Vata, I am considered a Vata body, Vata mind. I'm always moving, I'm changeable, I'm rather thin, and I get cold really easily. So for myself, when I know winter's coming, I like to make sure I get a lot of healthy fats, proteins, making sure that I kind of insulate my body. And this really is across the board for any body type. But I'm just using myself as an example so you can relate to me if you all are also a Vata. And if you want to know more about Pittas or Kaphas, again, put it in the comments, let me know, and I'll be happy to answer. So for stepping into the fall and stepping into winter, we want to make sure that we're hydrating the body first and foremost. How many times have you heard, make sure you're drinking your water? Well, telling you again, drink your water, and I'm telling myself too. I really work on all these things just as hard as I ask you to work on them. So one, water, making sure we're nice and hydrated. Winter, it's a Vata season, like I said. Fall, going into the Vata season. So we tend to already just get drier in terms of our skin, our hair, and even when we start to get colds and flus, really the mucus is drying up, and then we have an overproduction of mucus to counteract that. So we want to make sure we're really hydrating the body. And now we want to, on terms of our diet, again, make sure, I was giving myself as an example for getting high fats and proteins, but across the board, everyone should be eating a higher fat, rich protein diet. It's a high source of energy, these healthy fats. And, examples of healthy fats, eggs and fish, if you eat those. If you're more on a plant-based diet or vegan, nuts, olive oil, avocados, those are a great source of high fats, really healthy fats. There is a lot that changed when we started when America has really started to push away fats and go fat-free and introduced a lot of sugar into the diet. And so if you're someone who's challenged with eating a high-fat diet, those good healthy fats, it's an opportunity for you to start to change your programming. Fats are really good for you. And again, it really depends on what fat you're getting. If you're constantly eating meat, that fat can tend to become overbearing. If you have more questions about that, please ask. Again, these videos are so fun. I try to put in as much information, but also kind of keep it light, because I know not all of you have a ton of time to sit and watch me talk. But yeah, so if you have questions, type it in, comment, let me know. So getting those healthy fats, getting those healthy proteins, a really good source of proteins for vegetarians are beans and rice. It makes a really great complex protein. If you're more have a Vata type body, or that beans are hard for you to digest, make sure you really coat them in olive oil, coconut oil, ghee. Get a lot of fat in there that will help counteract some of the dryness that beans can create. And what's my next thing I want to talk about? Counteracting. Oh yeah. So when we start to take on more protein, especially if you're coming from a fish or egg standpoint, meat standpoint, that's more acidity. The pH in that is very much on the acidic side. And so just a nice little reminder, make sure you're getting some alkalinity into your diet. So you can put things like lemon or lime in your water. You can take grains like buckwheat and oatmeal. Those are less acidic. Just really start to pay attention. When we have a more acidic pH, it really off balance, sets our body into an imbalance. Our body wants to be more alkalinized. We need to really make sure that we're paying attention to what we're eating. And so again, a little bit of lime water, lemon water in the morning. I love squeezing my lime over food when I eat it, especially if I'm taking like a pasta dish. I love to just squeeze lime, pears, apples, figs. These are seasonal fruits that are coming up that will also help counteract some of the acidity in our diets. Again, if you're more of a meat eater, fish, egg. Lots and lots of veggies have a alkaline pH, so feel free to go into that. Although I just learned that collard greens are more acidic, which I had been taking quite a few because I was like, oh, veggies, yes, love my collard greens, right? But they are more on the acidic side. So that was more of the digesting, eat what you should eat for the fall, what we should think about for winter, kind of insulating the body, high fats, high proteins. That's where we're going to get our energy. And now I'm going to go ahead and talk about sleep. Longer nights, shorter days. Raise a hand if you hear what I'm saying. Sleep is on the menu, right? Make sure you're getting a ton of sleep. If your body is asking for it, give it. Just give it. Give in. If you tend to be the person to, go out and party and drink, and you sense that you're more exhausted than usual, maybe take a break, invite some friends over and have a more chill night, and then, you know, that can be your big event. Just take it more chill. There's really, it's really, I think, a time in our generation now that we're starting to pay more attention to the body, starting to pay more attention to the mind. This is a great opportunity for you to do the same if you're not doing that already. Sleep. It's so important. I talk about it all the time, this magic time where our body is able to kind of hit the reset button. And the time of night also really is a big player. If you're going to bed later and then waking up later, you're still not getting the time in the day when we start to connect to nature and our circadian rhythms. There's a time of night when our body is actually primed to process the day, and that really is from starting to fall asleep around 10. Just a fun little note, and when I learned this, I was like, oh shit. So if you can get to bed before 10, every hour that you get to bed before 10 was worth 2 hours of sleep. That is like, if you have sleep debt, and we all do. I mean, if you were not partying through your 20s, then power to you. But if you were, and now you're hitting more of your 30s, or you're still in your 20s and you're happy to change direction and maybe find a little more self-control, sleep is so important. So get to bed as early as possible. And I know it's hard, and I have to say that for me, it was really important that I changed up my sleep routine and that I got a ton of sleep. And for the past few years, I have really made sleep my goal. And you can pay back sleep. It's debt. You can pay it back. So just a fun little tidbit of information. Anytime you get to sleep before 10, you're really upping the overall payback to yourself. And the last thing I wanted to talk about was an abhyanga. And an abhyanga is a body massage, and you use hot oils that you warm up, and you just rub your body. It's all about self-love, self-care, circulation in the body. When we get cold, when winter comes, fall into winter, it's coming up, our vessels start to constrict a little bit. We don't have as much blood flow to the body. So really using an abhyanga, that self-massage, to just bring circulation into the body, bring energy into the body, and above all, it's self-care. This is the most important thing that we can do for ourselves. And again, I'm telling myself this too. I really want to get back on at least more than one abhyanga a week. You can do them in the morning for rejuvenation. You can do them at night to help you sleep. Rubbing the body, rubbing the arms, any long part of the body, just nice long movements. When we get to the joints, the shoulders, the knees, the toes, ears, more circular motions. If you have questions on how to have an abhyanga, type them in, message me. Abhyangas can truly change the way you feel immediately. Again, long motions for arms and limbs, circular motions for the elbows. Make sure to get your ears and your toes. You can even cover your hair in oil. And the specific type of oil is really important as well. I'll link banyan.com in the comments when I'm done. It's a great place to get oils, nice big jugs of oil, and we're using oils like sesame oil, coconut oil, sunflower oil, and there are specific oils for specific body types. So message me if this is something you're into, and I can just give you an idea of what you should kind of look for. And just love yourself. And then you get to take a really hot, lovely shower afterwards, rinsing the oil. And then when you step out of the shower, there's nothing other than joy that you feel for yourself. So we went over 3 things today: digestion, abhyanga, and sleep. These are really great tools to use as you step into fall and prepare for winter. In winter, when we eat, make sure you're eating really deep, healthy fats, rich proteins, lots of vegetables and minerals. We are preparing our bodies for what comes for the rest of the year, and I'll be talking a lot more about that. So thank you for joining me You can always ask a question even after the video, the live portion is over. I'm always here for you guys. I hope you're enjoying the rest of summer. And if any of your little ones have gone to school, you have a little bit more time to yourself unless you're off to work. Just make sure you take care of yourself. It's so important. And I'm here to help you with that journey. Again, if you have any questions, I'm here every Wednesday. And really anytime you want to type in Q&As Wednesday at noon. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye. Toot toot. See ya.